Let's be honest, no one actually thought RoboCop Rogue City was gonna be a banger. But it helped end 2023 on a high note, for me at least. The game acted as a modern RoboCop sequel that we never actually got. It demonstrated a genuine understanding of this campy, gory, over-the-top series that made it really easy to overlook the limitations of the enemy AI and overall optimization. With the reveal of RoboCop Rogue City Unfinished Business, we are invited back to Detroit to infiltrate the OmniTower and put a stop to the rise of mercenaries. And you know what, I couldn't be more excited. If you haven't played Rogue City, what are you doing with your life? But aside from that, I just want to point out that Unfinished Business can be played without playing the first game, so you know what, do whatever you want. And let's get into the review.
Save Stella. Maybe I'll tell you.
Noisy pixel.
Where can I find this outpost?
In the residential zone. You can use my Rich's secret evacuation passage to get there.
Unfinished Business's plot opens rather quickly after a mercenary outfit seizes OmniTower, hijacks OCP tech, and threatens to turn Detroit's residents into collateral. And sure, that may be standard RoboCop, but what isn't is this mysterious voice in Murphy's helmet guiding him floor by floor. This unseen handler ends up pressing him about his free will and questions his serve the public trust mantra, while putting a sense of urgency around seeing this mission through to the end. Their banter essentially humanizes a character who traditionally hides behind one-liners. The script finally asks, does Alex choose the hard way because he wants to feel alive or because someone programmed him to? It's smart, it's funny, and it culminates in a narrative buildup that rivals the films. Sure, the game takes place inside one skyscraper, but OmniTower is like one of those clown cars where there's endless space inside of it. Each block of floors has a theme that differentiates them with unique landmarks, but expect to see a lot of concrete. Furthermore, between gunfights, you'll eventually meet some citizens asking for help, malfunctioning security kiosks, or crime scene puzzles that let you flex Murphy's CSI overlays. These side missions rarely break 10 minutes, yet they flesh out OmniTower's luxury dystopia vibe and really add to the campy nature of this series. Still, if you aren't interested in these side quests, you can skip them. I enjoyed this approach because honestly, sometimes I just wanted to move on to the next stage, knowing I could probably return later. After a level is completed, you are graded and then you can see what you missed. Maybe it's a skill thing, but during any encounter, no matter what, I was teetering on the brink of death. Movement is heavy, deliberate, and borderline feels like it's on rails by modern FPS standards, but I feel like that's the point here. I rarely sought cover unless a rocket launcher was coming from me, but you know what? Even then, I just kind of looked at it and waited for it to hit me. But that's just what it's like being RoboCop, baby. Most firefights devolved into a glorious loop of walk forward, spot an enemy, annihilate. Finisher moves let you slam goons into vending machines or throw them around the room, but interestingly, most of the glitches occurred when executing a finisher, but you know what, I didn't mind because I was having so much fun. Weapon variety is decent. The iconic Auto 9 still carries entire encounters, but the Cairo cannons, shotguns, and miniguns make clearing every room a bloodbath. That said, I wish the act of picking up guns was a little smoother. You really have to be intentional about which weapon you're trying to pick up. Something I found hilarious is just how long some of these guns take to reload. You're basically getting shot at from all angles and casually reloading, taking them all. Enemies in Unfinished Business match the same energy as Rogue City. They rush headfirst into your gunfire, and the more over-the-top ones sometimes ragdoll into geometry. And then there's some flying and various robot enemies that will frustrate the hell out of you. Credit where credit is due though. Sheer numbers and new drone variants compensate for brain power. The OmniTower loves to pin you in a crossfire between ceiling turrets and ground troops, forcing you to prioritize targets and occasionally use the damage mitigating shield. While I did die plenty of times, I love to sense of pressure that these fights put on you. It's like each of these areas is designed like halls that send out triggered waves of enemies, so there's a constant sense of pressure for the duration of the entire fight. You can customize the Auto 9 and your suit. When it comes to your gun, you're able to fit circuit board chips into your Auto 9 and unlock passive boosts. Yet here, there's a mini puzzle that kind of asks you to route power through color-coded nodes before the perk is activated. It's unique, but I found that it slows down the pacing when you have to stop everything and try to navigate unimpressive menus while trying to guess what it is you're even unlocking. As you collect items, you gain experience will eventually lead you to skill points. While the benefits from leveling up are greatly appreciated, especially in the late game, I found them to be somewhat uninspired. Further, the menu map is also relatively flat overall, but on the other hand, the in-game HUD is actually very cool. It's as if you're looking through the eyes of Alex under the hood. It extends to the gunplay as well, which highlights points of interests and enemies, and these can all be upgraded. RoboCop Rogue City Unfinished Business doesn't reinvent the Rogue City formula, but it does build off of its most fun elements. By shrinking the scope to one building, the experience zeroes in on character and environmental beats that just wouldn't have worked before. Still, many of the glitches and the gameplay limitations remain, and even though I think they work well within the RoboCop series, optimization would go to a long way towards enhancing this experience overall. If you were wondering if you should play Unfinished Business, well, that's easy, because hell yes you should. Noisy Pixel is giving RoboCop Rogue City Unfinished Business an 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching. This video is brought to you by our supporters on Patreon. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers providing independent gaming coverage through news, reviews, previews, and more. Check out our Patreon to help support our continued growth, and subscribe to keep up with all our future content.
Noisy Pixel.